Well, hello there, and welcome to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. I'm Debbie Georgiani with Jerry Usher, and hopefully you. You are the key person we wait for. With your lived experiences, we learn and grow together, and that's how the mystical body of Christ works. So, Jerry, we're asking the question today of our Take Two family. Do you feel appreciated by your family?
Well, if by family you mean the
same
Take Two family, then yeah, we all feel appreciated by the Take Two family, and we appreciate all of those who are part of that Take Two family. But I think we're talking about what, biological family here? Is that the idea?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you feel appreciated by your immediate family? We can start with that. And then also we can branch out to your extended family members, your friends, because that can be your family support. But do you feel appreciated by those around you that you interact with the most? So let's talk about it. Please call in. You don't have to be Catholic to call in. And, actually, Ace McKay just reminded us of something. Please keep in mind that we are very fast. We're a live, safe platform for you to call in and share your experiences, your wisdom, your knowledge, and just share some details about your life. But we can't cover everything in just a short call. So please be brief, but try to get as much information and the details as possible about the situation so we can comment and have a really good, healthy discussion, because we don't want to leave things just half said or half addressed, and that wouldn't be helpful for folks. So just please make sure of that. And when you call in at 833-288-3986, it's like my dad used to say, give us the Reader's Digest version.
Well, as the saying goes, you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. But we're asking you today, do you feel appreciated by your family? This could be your parents and your siblings. This could be your spouse and your kids. It could be extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, whatever family relationships you have. Do you feel like you are valued, that they look to you with respect and honor? Or do you sometimes feel like, I just don't know that I'm getting the respect and honor and dignity that is due to me? We can talk about that. If you want to join us, phone lines are wide open right now at 833-288-EWTN, 833-288-3986.
Do you feel appreciated by your family? So I'm going to go ahead and answer that question first. And Jerry, for the most part, I do. I definitely feel appreciated by Marty, my husband, and my family. For my birth family, for the most part, I do. My sister is very, very, very kind, and so is my brother and my other sister from Pennsylvania as well. The other two I don't really keep in contact with that much, and so but for the most part I really do. My mom and dad, they definitely appreciated my efforts in the family, definitely, and they have gone on to meet the Lord. But I think there were times when I didn't feel appreciated, and let me just share that those were painful times where you were just trying to get the acknowledgement, the validation, the affirmation that you were on the right track and doing a good thing for the family. And when you don't get that, it can really be hard on your heart and your mind. And I know others feel the same way, because we're starting to get the phone lines are starting to light up, Jerry.
Yeah.
How about you, Jerry? Do you feel appreciated?
Well, yeah, overall I do. Let me give that number again, and then I can share. The number is 833-288-3986. Do you feel appreciated, valued? Do you sense that you are honored by your family, immediate family, extended family? I do, actually. I have my three brothers are all that are left in my immediate family. My late sister has gone to be with the Lord, and my parents, but I think I always have. It's interesting that the relationship I have with my three brothers, we're all very like-minded, culturally and socially, and for the most part religiously in faith, and a couple of them are not practicing the faith, but I really do feel that they value and respect me, and I try to show that back to them. So I would say yes, I do feel that I am valued by my family.
Well, I remember one time, Joe, your brother, was working in ministry with us, and I remembered you both were so kind to each other, constantly saying thank you. Joe would say, "Oh, thank you, Jerry," and you'd say, "Oh, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Joe." It was really sweet.
Yeah.
So, and I think those thank yous go a long way, wouldn't you say?
I really do believe they do. And I think, what we have to do is we have to approach our family relationships with tender, loving care. We need to be respectful. We need to listen. We need to take in and absorb other people's, opinions and positions on things, and, not be quick to just get out the hammer and just hammer away at them. So that's what I try to do anyway. And Take Two Family, we want to hear from you today. Do you feel appreciated by your family?
That's the question we're asking, and all you have to do is pick up the phone. Oh, no, come on. The phone is probably in your hand, your cell phone, 833-288-3986. Make that call. Speak to Matt Kabinski. He is wonderful to talk to. You'll chat with him for a few minutes. He'll put you on hold. You'll get to listen live, and you'll slip right into the discussion, just like we're in your virtual living room, kind of shooting the breeze, changing the world together, right? So we do need your help. If you just tripped onto the station and you happen to stumble upon Take Two with Jerry and Debbie, this is your show, a safe platform, a live call-in show for you to share your wisdom. So please don't pass this up. Don't think somebody else is going to call for you. If you feel that little nudge in your spirit, we believe it's the Holy Spirit. So call 833-288-3986.
If you'd like, you can post on the social media video streams on Facebook or YouTube, waving at all of you great folks who are listening there. You always have a great chat going, so let us hear what your comments are about feeling appreciated by your family. If you want to send a concise email, you can do it to take2@EWTN.com, because we kind of review them on the fly here and try to squeeze some in if we can. And, of course, you can post on the show website, which is take2show.com. And just a little plug for our prayer wall there. We are a praying family, and you can post your prayer intentions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the entire Take Two family around the world will be lifting you up and whatever's important to you. So take advantage of that.
I just realized why I'm so, I don't know, this week I feel like a little kid going towards Christmas, and I realize what it is. You know what it is?
What?
It's Padre Pio's feast day this Saturday.
There you go.
Yeah, see? I just love him. What a great saint.
Yeah, we're going to talk about him on Friday's show. All right, guys. Take Two Family, here you go. Do you feel appreciated by your family? Join those already on the line at 833-288-3986.
Pray for the protection of unborn children with a free pro-life prayer ebook to help guide you in prayer, to change the hearts of those who compromise the call to protect and defend life. Get your free ebook today at EWTN.com/profile.
By providing quality programming faithful to the teachings of the Catholic Church, EWTN Television is TV that viewers can trust. Whether it's films, documentaries, news coverage, lively discussion shows, or kids programs, we highlight the truth that is the eternal Word. For a complete schedule of EWTN television programs, visit EWTN.com and click TV. EWTN is the Global Catholic Network.
This is Dr. Matthew Bunson. Join us for the news and topics that affect your life on Register Radio, Saturday afternoon, 4 Eastern on EWTN Radio.
EWTN, helping people grow in their love and understanding of God.
I come from a family of 16. Ryan, Michael, Levi, Caleb, Noah, Titus, Timothy, Josiah, Elisha, Becca, Emma, Bethany, Hannah, Grace, Ruth, Christiana. I was really encouraged when I was listening to your radio station, and I just think everything you were saying was absolutely true. And I just thought I should call in and let you know that, and that there's still hope out there.
This is EWTN, Catholic Radio.
Do you feel appreciated by your family? We want to know. We care. So please call us, 833-288-3986. That's the number to call. In fact, put that phone number on your refrigerator. I think it would really help because that's the live call-in show for EWTN shows. And so it's important to have that ready so that if you have something to say, you can jump right in. Okay, before we get to the phones, Jerry wanted to share Mother Mary plush doll. Meet the Blessed Virgin Mary, Mother of God, handcrafted from super soft plush and standing at 10 inches tall. This Mother Mary plush doll is sure to become your little one's favorite companion. Cradling the baby Jesus, Mary is dressed in classic blue and white and has an embroidery details on the crown and face that makes this piece even more of a treasure. Check out other plush doll styles available at EWTNRC.com and start your Christmas shopping early. All 10-inch plush dolls come tagged with feast day and patronage information, and they're washable, safe, and non-toxic. I always look for that. Available now at EWTNRC.com. Free standard shipping on online orders of $75 or more. Standard shipping is for the continental U.S. only, so use code FREE at checkout. Jerry, I'm just going to say this. We're already close to October. I already started my Christmas shopping in August, just to let you know.
Well, I was going to say it's not too early to be doing that, especially because, well, I just remember my late sister Mary. She was just a master. She would do Christmas shopping all through the whole year.
Oh, wow.
She would see things. She would find $30 sweatshirts on the bargain table for $5 in June, and she would buy it and put it away, and gave it to somebody the following Christmas. So. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we really encourage you to do a lot of your shopping. Get faith gifts for those that you love. Really enhance the faith lives of the people you love. Shop EWTNRC.com. We're going to get to social media shortly. Ethan, Anna Marie, and Timoteo have weighed in there. You can do so as well, and also by phone at 833-288-3986. Do you feel appreciated by your family? If so, tell us why, and if not, maybe we can talk about that a little bit as well. Okay, Isaac was up first, calling from Thompson, Ohio, listening on the Station of the Cross. Hi, Isaac.
Hey, how are you guys?
Great. So glad you called.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so what do you got for us here?
So basically, I'm in a relationship with a woman that's going through a 2-year divorce. It's, her husband's in the rear view mirror, but we live together, and my parents and my family do not like it.
Okay. Well, I think there are reasons why they might not be, doing cartwheels over this, Isaac. Because are you a Catholic, Isaac? A practicing Catholic, go to mass and so forth?
I'm a mutt when it comes to religions.
Okay.
But I believe in God for sure.
Okay. Well, I think all we can do then is just kind of share from a Catholic perspective, because that's what this show and this network are. And really, if someone's going through a divorce, it's really from that standpoint, probably not a great idea to be dating somebody, because then you might have to go through annulment processes or something. What if the divorce doesn't go through? So that's one thing there. And you mentioned that the two of you are living together already, and that would be also problematic from a Catholic moral standpoint. But again, as you said, you're kind of all over the map religiously and faith-wise. So anyway, I know, Debbie, you could probably articulate what I'm trying to say a lot better than I am.
Well, it sounds like your family they are practicing the faith, Isaac.
Again, they're all over the map too.
They are. Okay.
Practicing Christian, and my mom's a practicing Jew. So
okay.
I kind of mutt.
Okay. So would you say maybe they're just cautious for you? They're just, worried that, you're going down this path and you're living with this woman, and then, things aren't finalized yet. We're not even sure, where it stands. I mean, obviously you've developed some kind of a relationship because you're living together. So I think don't you think it's kind of normal? I mean, do you have children of your own, Isaac?
No.
Okay. So, well, it's kind of normal, I think, for parents to be worried, to make sure that they're adult children, young children for sure, but adult children that they're okay, and that it's a good future for them. So obviously they must be seeing some things or some things must be emerging that maybe they're a little bit concerned about, maybe?
I don't think so. I consider myself a very good person. I do regular social responsibility work. My wife is an extremely good person. She cares about everybody, and we make each other better people. So I don't really think that a 2-year-old document with the state of Ohio, people make mistakes. Jesus forgives mistakes.
Right.
So she married a guy that maybe wasn't right for her, and then she got divorced, and now I'm married to the most wonderful person in the world. Not married legally because I can't marry her because she's still married. But I really don't think that. I really think I try to make my best to be a very good person, and I think that it's kind of like a technicality. Like, who cares? We're in love. We're good people. Who cares? She was married to someone that wasn't right for her before.
Right, right. But may I just ask a quick question just to get the details? We don't want to miss any details. Did she have children in this marriage, Isaac? 2. She had 2 children. Okay.
2 boys.
Yeah. Well, but let me just share this from a practical standpoint, and then also from a spiritual standpoint. Isaac, I mean, that they started a family. Okay, so I understand that she may have made a mistake with him, but they started a family. They have an obligation, they have a responsibility by God. I mean, because God wants us to come together as men and women and procreate, and to pass on the faith, and to continue on with life. So I understand what you're saying, that she may have made a mistake with him, and maybe personality wise they didn't mesh, and you work better with her. I get that, but do you see maybe that's not. I understand it, and I also understand you saying you're a good person and you do good things. I don't doubt that at all. I'm sure you're a wonderful person, okay? But there's also the way God set it up, and then the way we choose to do the things we want to do. How do you feel about that, what I just said?
I guess my main question would be also to ask you a kind of uncomfortable question.
Sure.
But if God is all-powerful and all-knowing, then kind of he's the one that put her in my life. I can't argue with that either. Like, she's the perfect person for me. She is in my life. So if God was all-powerful, how did he let that one slip?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so let me just answer first, and then Jerry will share something more profound to say. Okay, but Isaac, let me just share this with you. Yes, God, all-knowing, all-powerful, absolutely. But God also, the one beautiful gift we all have, Isaac, is our free will, our ability to choose right and wrong, and this and that, and left and right, and everything. Okay, and that is the one gift that God does not step over or step on, because he wants all of us to come to a full understanding and knowledge with our own development. So I understand what you're saying, and I agree with that he's all knowing, all powerful, but there's also choices that are being made. So everybody, life is all about choices. We make choices. We enter into the consequences of those choices, whether they are good consequences or they're not so good. So I just want you to see that everybody plays a part with our choices and the act of our will when it comes to what we're going to do for God or against God. So there is that dynamic as well. What do you say, Jerry?
I can't really add to that, Isaac. I don't want you to feel like we're kind of ganging up on you here, because we've offered a lot of thoughts about why you might want to proceed with caution here. So don't take it as though we're ganging up on you. I think what Debbie and I would probably agree on most is we want the best for you. We want the best for this woman that you're dating as well. And So I think we could just maybe finish by encouraging you to just look at it again. Try and look at it maybe through the eyes of God. Maybe try faith on for a size. Maybe you talk to a local priest or a pastor or something, and maybe share with this wonderful lady that you're dating right now that you want to do this in a godly way, and maybe start talking that through. And who knows where God will lead that? If God has put the two of you in each other's life for a specific purpose, I know Debbie would agree with me, Isaac. We believe that God would work out all of the important details for you. What do you think?
Well, okay, so I know you called my faith all over the map because I'm kind of an a la carte guy. Because I don't, I've read the Old Testament, I've read the New Testament, I've read the Quran, I've read all of it. And I kind of pick and choose the things that I like. And the part about Jesus that I like is that he loves everybody. And so it's just kind of a dichotomy, or it kind of goes against it. I feel like if two good people love each other and are doing nothing wrong, and let's be honest, he used to punch her. You're not supposed to do that in any Bible. So God might have moved her out of his life into mine, and I don't really feel like two loving people that are just making each other better. And we believe in God 100%, 1,000%. I say grace every time I eat, but, the world is, weird. It moves around. There's moving parts. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought...
Okay, can I just add one quick thing?
Go ahead.
Then, Isaac, based on what you just said, if you truly feel that God put you and this special woman together, then maybe just explore your Christian faith with her and go deep in Scripture and really dive deeply in your Christian belief. If I know you said you pick and choose certain things, but go on straight, deep 100% Christianity and see where that takes you, because it's only going to better your relationship. Wouldn't you agree?
I can't and I know you guys are like, this is your whole life, like Christianity.
It
but
is. Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with other people? Like what, and I know you can cut me off if you want. I know this is probably inappropriate to say, but from the Christian belief, Hitler's going to heaven and the Dalai Lama's going to hell. And that doesn't fair. So that's what I mean when I say pick and choose. I mean, like, do I know that God is the best? Yes. Do I know that the earth is beautiful and that people are wonderful? Yes. But do I believe a book that was written by, let's be honest, men? I don't believe men that much. I believe in God. I don't believe in men.
All right, Isaac, this is, you mentioned, us possibly cutting you off. Well, we do have to move on, but it's not because of anything you're saying. It's just because we have other calls, and we're about 10 and a half minutes into the conversation with you. But I would just say, the Catholic Church does not say that Adolf Hitler's in heaven. We don't say that he's in hell. We don't say that the Dalai Lama's in hell. The church does not make proclamations like that. The church makes proclamations about the holy men and women who have achieved a great deal of sanctity in this life, and those are the people that we call saints. But Isaac, there are some shows that you might want to consider also calling into.
Dr. David Anders.
Yeah, Dr. David Anders, Called to Communion. That's on at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and then there's Open Line, I think, right after that. And Catholic Answers Live. There are a lot of shows on this network of EWTN. You're listening for a reason. Somehow you found EWTN on the Station of the Cross. So you'll be in our prayers, and we wish you the best, Isaac. We really do. That's, like I said earlier, we want only the good for you and for this woman that you are dating as well. So thank you for the call. We appreciate that.
And I enjoy Isaac's spirit. I think he's got a lot of passion, and that's for a very interesting debate. I agree. Okay, we need to share this. Ethan on YouTube. Ethan, we're waving to you. My son is so appreciative of me and my cooking. My mom was always so thankful to me, and I would wonder why, when I did so little, why she did so much for me, and I could never repay her. My dad as well. Isn't that true? Moms do that. They do so much. Anna Marie says, I'm the baby of the families. I am too, Anna Marie. They appreciated me like one appreciates a screen door on a submarine. Oh, baby sisters are a pain. But in my adult years, that changed, and I was the one they called. Yeah, that's the same with me, Anna Marie. Isn't that interesting? Timoteo says, I'm the third born of 4, yet I am not appreciated. It's more like taken for granted. That's a bummer.
Well, I would just say, Timoteo, knowing you like we do, Debbie knows you a little bit better than I do through correspondence, but I would say, perhaps one of the reasons your family takes you for granted is because you're just a great human being,
You are.
and you're just a great soul, and we appreciate you so much being a part of the Take Two family, but, it doesn't mean that we want to allow ourselves to be taken for granted, but sometimes that can happen.
And the good news is, Timoteo, we don't take you for granted.
Yeah,
we love
right,
you
there you
very,
go.
very, very much. So that's that's what I love about the Take Two family. Okay, we're getting some comments coming in about Isaac. They said Isaac, you have a great attitude in the sense for the debate. I agree. I like Isaac's passion. Way to go. I mean, I think you should have more conversations, Isaac. If you're still listening, please call into Dr. David Anders or Catholic Answers Live or one of the other shows where you can continue that healthy conversation about Christianity, Jerry.
We have many more calls we're going to get to in a moment. Please, if you're on the line, hang in there. Minerva will be next in Florida. Beth is in central New York. Linda is in Cleveland. We have a phone line open. Do you feel appreciated by your family? Yes or no? And if you want to share some details as to why you come to that conclusion, you may do so. 833-288-3986.
The most original and exclusive Catholic content is on EWTN Radio.
One time somebody said to me, why don't you air these people? And I said, no, because I don't think they're Catholic. He says, by what right do you have to say that? I said, I own the network.
Mother Angelica Live Classics. Every morning, 2 Eastern on EWTN Radio.
This is Life Issues with Brad Mattis, president of Life Issues Institute.
Jennifer found out late in pregnancy her unborn daughter had trisomy 18, a genetic condition. Most babies with this condition don't survive, but some do. Jennifer said it was as if doctors had written off her daughter Amber because she wasn't expected to live. The first 6 months were difficult with numerous medical interventions, but many babies, like those with serious heart defects, face multiple surgeries and procedures. Against the odds, Amber did live and went off to school this month. She continues to struggle with considerable difficulties, but her happy spirit carries her on. Babies may come in surprising packages, but God has a purpose for their lives just the same. As parents, He simply asks us to trust in our Father and lean on Him through the hard times.
Follow us on Facebook at Life Issues Institute and stay informed, more informed than you've ever been. The Children's Rosary is a simple and deeply moving prayer experience where children pray and learn more about the joyful, luminous, sorrowful, and glorious mysteries of the Rosary. Visit EWTN.com/kids for more.
Anna Mitchell here. Tomorrow morning on the Sunrise Morning Show, we'll celebrate the feast of St. Matthew, and Dr. Leonard De Lorenzo will talk about which guy is Matthew and the painting of his calling by Caravaggio. Now back to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie.
Do you feel appreciated by your family? That's the question we're asking today on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. We hope you join us. You still have time. Here's the number, 833-288-3986. And before we go to Minerva, as Jerry promised, we wanted to share a couple things that are happening around the country. Our friends in Iowa need to hear from you next week. Iowa Catholic Radio is airing their fall fundraiser all next week. So if you're listening to any of their 8 stations in Iowa or anywhere, please support your EWTN Catholic radio station. And today starts the 3-day pledge drive for Sacred Heart Radio in Seattle and the surrounding areas. We're super excited. I get to host the pledge drive, Jerry. And one of the premium gifts that they are giving away is Blessed Carlo Acutis, the book that his mom wrote about him. And I'm very excited about that because, as you know, Jerry, I know that book inside and out. So it'll be easy for me to share snippets of that book. So if you're listening in the Sacred Heart Radio in Seattle area, please give generously. And when your local listening area comes to you, we are listener-supported Catholic radio. So step up, folks. It's very, very important. We need Catholic radio now more than ever.
Okay, speaking of now, without any further delay, let's go to Minerva in Florida, listening on Sirius XM 130. Hi, Minerva. What are your thoughts on feeling appreciated by your family?
Well, I'm a 74-year-old grandmother, great-grandmother.
Bless you.
And I am an only child, and I had one child. My son gave me 4 granddaughters. And I find it hard to talk about this stuff, but I wanted to get it off my chest.
Sure.
I feel invisible to my grandchildren. There are 3 of them living here in Florida, and 1 lives in New York. The oldest lives in New York, and she has 2 daughters, my 2 great-granddaughters, which I haven't seen in a couple of years. My oldest granddaughter has cut me off. I mean, she kind of cut the family off. She's claiming, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but she says she has mental issues. She has tried to commit suicide a couple of times, and, she's just a total mess. But she's kind of cut the family off. We used to talk frequently, but she doesn't even call me anymore. She doesn't work, so I know she has a problem with that. And I paid off her student loan. I didn't even get a thank you. So I'm kind of, hurt about that, but I'm trying to let it go. The other 2, the youngest granddaughter is 12 years old, so I can't say anything bad about her. She's been my angel, I take her out to, water parks and whatever, so, we get a chance to spend together. But the other 2 older ones that are in their one is in her 30s, the other one is in her 20s, 25 or something like that. And I don't get a call from them. I don't get any. So I feel invisible. I feel like, I remember growing up, and we're a small family, I remember growing up and doing Labor Day and 4th of July with the family, with the cousins, like I said, we're a small family, but we always got together. And they're all gone. I'm the elder now. At 74, I'm the elder. Does anybody call me and invite me to things or no, nothing. And like I said, I feel invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Do you want to go first?
Just a couple things, Minerva. Sorry to hear that you have these, kind of hot or cold relationships with the granddaughters. Just a couple things that came to my mind. First of all, brain health challenges are a real and serious thing. So this one granddaughter that you have who claims to be going through, mental health, brain health challenges, that's very, very likely a real thing, especially if she has gotten very desperate, and considered suicide. I think the best thing you can do for them is just be yourself, be the best you can possibly be. And you mentioned, you're sort of the leader of the band right now. You're the matriarch. You're the one that at some point, Minerva, I have to believe they're going to look to you because you are, like you said, that matriarch figure of the family. And I just have to believe that, there may come a day when they say, let's go to Grandma. She's the last one we have, and they may turn to you for some kind of help. So I know you'd be ready to do that. I really believe that you will. But anyway, Debbie, go ahead.
I agree with you, Jerry. I think that's a wonderful position to be in, and outlook and disposition. Be ready. Be that lighthouse, Minerva. That lighthouse that's there for when they want to come back home, to find their way back home to a supporting family. The one thing I just will share with you, Minerva. We do life coaching on a regular basis, and we're hearing, and I've been hearing this for many years now, and it's gotten worse. Especially, and some people said, well, post pandemic, it's gotten better. Family relationships have come together because we realized how much we need our family. But that's not necessarily a true statement. It's actually split families apart, and people are kind of going on their own island and going their own way. And Minerva, I will just say this: unfortunately, in the time and day and age that we live in, grandparents and parents are not really respected the same way when we were being raised, when we were growing up. And I would just also say this: if not comparison because you're trying to say, well, I've got it better than the person next to me, or I've got it worse, or trying to look to the right or to the left to try and compare, but just to understand what's going on in the world. I think you're in a better position than most grandparents and great grandparents. At least your grandchildren acknowledge you. Jerry and I work with families all the time where grandparents aren't even addressed or acknowledged at all. Nothing. Like they don't, like when you say you feel invisible, they literally are invisible. And so I don't know if that makes you feel better, but I just want to let you know you're a step up of what's really happening with other people in the world.
I
Any
don't
comments?
stand alone. And I don't stand alone.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Unfortunately,
it's not so comforting.
yeah, I don't know if that brought you any comfort. I mean, I know it's not going to make the situation better, but at least you can understand that it's not necessarily about you personally. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm. So what do we do? People are always going to say, okay, Jerry and Debbie, you diagnosed the problem. You stated the problem. What do you do about it? We do what's right by God. Okay, you paid off that student loan because you felt it was the right thing to do. You're going to be honored by God, and that's what we do. We go for that higher calling, that higher picture, and we try not to let our hearts get hurt by what's really going on with the world, and we stay above it. That's what we are called to do as Christians. We do everything for God first. Period. What do you say, Minerva?
Yes, I didn't look at it that way, but yes, that might make sense. I say my rosaries every day. I do the Divine Mercy every day. So yeah, you're right. I just didn't go that route. You're right.
Well, and there's no doubt, Minerva, you pray for all of your family members when you pray those rosaries in the Chaplet of Divine Mercy. And those prayers are not, God is hearing them. God will not ignore those prayers, especially coming from your heart that is obviously hurting over this whole thing. And God, Jesus can relate, Mary can relate. So as you say these prayers, just be expectant, be expectant that God might provide some breakthroughs somewhere along the way, but just keep those prayers going and just trust in God, because as Debbie said, really, God is going to definitely honor you and your heart for where your position on this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're a good soul.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
God.
I needed to hear that.
Yeah,
you are.
You beautiful soul, Minerva.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. God bless you.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say, when I said diagnose, we don't diagnose anything. That I said that loosely. What I meant was we're not doctors or any type of specialists in mental health issues. Although we are crisis coaches, life coaches, and we also are catechists. Okay, so that we can speak to. But what I meant by that is that we can assess a situation just by some of the details that you communicate. Not all the time. We're not in your homes. We don't see the day to day, but we also see from doing this show, wouldn't you agree, Jerry, kind of the trends that are happening in the world.
Yeah, plus, we're in the same world. We've all got our own challenges with family and other situations. So, thank you for clarifying that, though. The line Minerva was on is open if you would like to join us. Do you feel appreciated by your family? 833-288-3986. Linda, hang on in Cleveland. You're right after Beth, who snuck in just before you in central New York, listening on the Station of the Cross. Hi, Beth.
Hi. Hello.
Welcome.
Hello. First of all, I'd like to say my prayers are with Isaac whom I feel is searching, and I've been there too, and I just want to encourage Isaac, if he's listening. Jesus says to seek first my righteousness, seek the righteousness of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. And I just will say to him, seek after the truth, and God will come to you. And to Minerva, I am a grandmother too. I've never met my grandfather, and I may never meet her because of circumstances. But when we're alone and older and feel like our family isn't paying attention, I have found that developing hobbies and crafts to give to other people, to sew or make things to give to the homeless, and to get involved with something other than my self-pity, even though I have it, lifts a little bit. But the reason I called is because my heart goes out to the folks who have a so-called mental illness, which supposedly I have had since I was 15, and I'm now 67. I really do feel that the Lord God Almighty has been working ever since I was a child in my life and spirit and helped me to heal and cope with this so-called illness. But there is a stigma, and I am encouraged by this COVID thing, one way or another, brought about an awareness to depression and anxiety. And I'm not sure where the Catholic Church is on the mental illness thing. Now, I am just starting to take the RCAI classes after searching for God all of my life through all different religions, like Isaac is doing. I've come to the Catholic faith and realized that's the way to go with the ancient Church of Peter. But I do have this so-called mental illness, and it doesn't keep me, but people, if they know about it, they sometimes treat me differently. My family may or may not respect or love me the way I feel they should, but I forgive. I want to forgive the world at large for not understanding certain mental illnesses. But my question is, if I'm going to join the Catholic Church, which I hope to, can I talk to a priest? I've always wanted. Jesus told me when I was a child and became mentally ill, there's a reason I became ill and sick, and it's to prove to the world that He is God and He heals. And I feel I need to come forward and say, look, I've had this mental illness y'all think I've had, and, I've been with doctors and everything, but look what God has done for me, and I feel that that's why? Because I was a born-again Christian when I became mentally ill. I really feel that this is some sort of road God has me on, but I need to know, I think I should talk to the priest, shouldn't I, once I get confirmed, and ask him how to proceed?
How to proceed with your faith life, Beth, because of the mental illness?
Well, because people can say I'm crazy. If I say that God has healed me, they can say, oh, she's crazy. She's a mentally ill person. If she says God has healed her, then she's nuts.
Well,
because that's what people have always said about me.
Sure, Beth. Let me just offer a thought there. God heals. One thing I have shared on this show that I've been through depression pretty seriously one time in my life for about a year. And I always I always like to make the analogy between mental suffering and physical suffering. If you break your arm, for example, you go to the doctor, they set the bones, they put a cast on it, and they say, okay, in 2 weeks you can take the cast off, we'll put it in a sling or something. 2 weeks after that, you can start lifting light thing. 2 weeks after, so there's this timetable of when you're going to be okay again and when you're going to be able to use that limb again. When you're going through mental illness, that's just simply not the case. You have no idea when it's going to lift, if it's going to lift, how it's going to lift. And so I really believe, though, that God heals. He does heal these kind of unseen illnesses that we have, especially brain health issues. And so I would just encourage you to take ownership of that healing that you're talking about. I would never question that, as you stated it there, and you said some people are going to think you're crazy for saying that, but that's not the case here with us. I really believe you, Beth, when you say that. And as far as what you should do to move ahead with a pastor or a priest, yeah, you mentioned going into what is now called OCIA, the Order of Christian Initiation for Adults. The U.S. bishops changed that. If you haven't talked to a priest already, definitely do it. Get involved in that OCIA. It's going to be I think that'll be additional healing that you will receive, and you'll be coming home. You're going to find that the Catholic Church is everything that you're looking for, I really believe. So anyway, I hope some of that's helpful. Debbie, what do you think?
The only thing I would add, Beth, is thank you for exploring your faith and going into OCIA classes and deepening your faith life. I would definitely talk to a priest, a pastor, a deacon, a lay leader at the parish, and just make sure that you feel comfortable with them, and you can get some direction, some spiritual direction if you need it. And Beth, the only other thing I would say is I've been coaching since the year 2000, life coaching, and I've been a catechist since 1989. And I will tell you, Beth, you know how many times I have been called crazy or fanatical or this or that. That's why you'll hear me, and Jerry knows this, I am not big on labels. I don't like labels for many reasons. I've seen them do more harm than good. So all I would say, Beth, is as you get older, try to reject any labeling done to you. Just live your life the best you can. Like Jesus said, I came for you to have life and to have it to the full. That means in abundance. That means for you to experience everything, Beth. And more power to you. You sound like a beautiful soul. So keep going, okay?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
You're very welcome. Thanks for listening, and thanks for calling. We're going to be praying for you, Beth, and we believe God's got you on a beautiful path. I want to mention something quickly, Linda, before we go to you. Linda, hang on. I just wanted to tell you about EWTN Radio Essentials. You can listen for example, the Holy Sacrifice of the Mass, celebrated every 2 hours. Plus, you get rosaries, chaplets of Divine Mercy, the Stations of the Cross, and other devotionals every hour. And you can hear EWTN Radio Essentials on the EWTN app and at EWTN.com.
And Saint Dymphna is the great saint for brain health issues. So just remember that great saint. Okay, Linda, you've been waiting so patiently. You get our virtual patience award today, Linda. We're sending it to Cleveland, Ohio at our friends at The Rock. It's virtual, Linda, all in your imagination, but welcome to Take Two.
Hello, guys.
Hi, Linda.
Hi. I'm calling to tell you that I had it bad as a kid. When I was born with epilepsy. And as a result, I was like really overprotected and controlled. And as I grew a little bit older, and I did poor in school, I'd be called stupid and dumb and idiot and all that. And I was really bad in high school. And my mom had convinced my brother and family that I'll never get to nowhere and I'll never be able to do anything and be on my own and et cetera, et cetera. And, well, I went to college, I got a job, and I got on my own, and everything was beautiful. I mean, God has really blessed me abundantly. Mm-hmm. Also, I I got surgery for my brain, and I've been relatively under control with my seizures. Mm-hmm. And I also was labeled as having schizophrenia and all this other stuff. And then I saw another doctor who said, nah, you're not schizophrenic, no. And she changed my medicine, and my paranoia and whatever else was bothering me changed, and I got healed of that too. And all this was happening to me, and my family, ever since 85, have not talked to me. They have not talked to me. Quite a long time to hold a grudge, huh? And when I was 16 years old, a couple of years, my sister-in-law, she would buy me old lady stuff. And I would tell her, for my birthday, I would tell her I don't like it. I don't like it. This is for old ladies, this purse, or something like that. And she would ignore it. But the third time, she went and she says, I am never going to buy you a thing on your birthday again. Now, that was when I was 16. Sunday, I'm going to be 70. She didn't never get me nothing.
Well, but Linda, let me just share something just from my heart to yours. I mean, what you have accomplished, what you have, entered into to get yourself in a wonderful place, in a healthy place. Wow, you are an amazing individual. The reason why I say that is because I grew up with my mother's oldest brother. One of her older brothers had epilepsy. And so I grew up just having him as part of the family ever since I could remember. He was in our family, and he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. My uncle was brilliant. Same thing happened to him. A lot of people were very overprotective. They thought he couldn't, achieve certain things, and he overcame so much to be very accomplished and to develop his brilliant mind and to get his life in a place where he was productive. Linda, I have to tell you, you are a powerhouse of a person for me. The reason why I know that is because I grew up with someone who has had to deal with epilepsy, and that's tough. And so I just want to say you're strong, you're awesome. Keep that outlook, keep that disposition, keep moving ahead, doing what you're doing, and rejecting any type of labels or anything like that, because I think it just holds us back at this point. It's time we just break free and be the best we can be, like you're doing. So way to go, Linda. I just had to say that to you because I know it. As soon as you started talking about epilepsy, I thought back to my uncle, and I thought, wow, he went through so much, and I can just imagine what you went through.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah. Wow.
What a great show.
Yeah, I was just going to say, interesting direction the show went today. But I think, every day, Debbie, when we do this show, God's got something in mind for the Take Two family and the listeners. And I think it's been a great conversation. And, hopefully all of you, again, as I said at the start of the show, however you feel appreciated or not by your immediate or extended family, hopefully you feel appreciated here as part of the Take Two family.
And if you want to reach Jerry, I know so many of you are trying to reach me through my personal Facebook page and sending messages to Jerry, but you can send it directly to him at seminaryjerry@gmail.com, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy to be your assistant, but they can reach you directly. So
Yeah, Seminary Jerry. So there might be some people saying, what is that all about? Well, you'll have to listen to our, what was the broadcast?
August 31st.
August 30th or 30th.
Unscripted.
Yeah, unscripted for August, yeah. But I am back in formation for the priesthood. Thanks be to God, and I will accept your prayers. And I'm at the beautiful Basilica of St. Paul in Daytona Beach, Florida, Diocese of Orlando, doing what they call a pastoral year so that they can get to know me better and I can get to know them. And if all lights are green at the end of this year and God deems it his will, then I'll be probably in the seminary for my third third and fourth years of theology starting next year. So.
Very cool. Very cool. And I noticed you're wearing your diocesan polo shirt. I hope they gave you more than one shirt, right?
They
Did
gave me two, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay, so tomorrow's show, folks, what is something difficult you are working on? That's what we're going to be asking you tomorrow. So be thinking about it tonight and then call in tomorrow, right, Jer?
That's right. And we, as always, want to thank the affiliates for carrying the program. If your local affiliate doesn't carry it live, you might want to give them a little bit of a phone call and ask them if they would do that. But we're happy if they play the encore or time shift our show. But for those of you who air it live, thank you so much. Thanks to Ace, Jeff, and Matt, the show team. And for Debbie Georgiani, I am Jerry Usher. We always want to wish you a beautiful and blessed day. And at the end of every show, we started this a couple years ago, we ask St. Joseph, please pray for us. Amen.